welcome to my channel. My name's Angela and this is Devon Thread Tales. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I thought I'd give you a little bit of a roundup of some of the craft items, crafty bits, all sorts of different sewing, knitting, all that kind of thing that myself and my three girls have either received or done over the Christmas period. So I hope that's okay. I'm going to call it Christmas gifts and crafty bits. So kind of sums up what it all is. And some of my girls are going to share with you, some of them are not. So Amy is very, very busy. She's got exams. In fact, so has Ellen. But Amy has decided she is not going to share today, but she has given me some bits and pieces to talk through with you about. So I'm going to share with you those things. I'm also going to then pass you over to Ellen, who is going to share with you some of the craft bits and pieces that she received over Christmas and things that she's done over Christmas, and also over to Katie, who is going to share with you a little bit about her embroidery and the progress that she's made on an apron that she was making for Amy. So I will start by sharing with you the things that Amy either gave myself or my husband and that she received and has been doing over the Christmas period. So first things first, what she gave myself and my husband. So she knitted this absolutely gorgeous hat for my husband. It's really beautifully knitted. I'm sorry if you can hear my dog barking in the background. We think that Lottie's going a little bit senile and she just randomly barks all day. It's really bizarre. So yeah, I'm sorry. Quite a lot of my videos now have her barking in the background. I'm so sorry. Anyway, back to the hat. So she knitted this hat for him and it is so beautifully done. It has like this double layer on the rim that you fold up. It's by Petite Knits, the pattern's by Petite Knits, and it's the Oslo hat. And if I've got that wrong, I'll put it up on the screen. But it's really lovely. It's beautifully knitted. Amy has, as you know, been knitting for quite some time, and she's been building up her, you know, the patterns that she's done and all that kind of thing over the years. And every time she gives us something, we always think, oh wow, that's really, really amazing. But every time she gives us something new, you can see the progress that she's made and how her knitting has developed. And this is just absolutely beautiful. It's so neat and it just looks really lovely. So yeah, John was very, very chuffed with that. So that is the Oslo hat by Petite Knits. I don't know what wool she used. If anybody wants to know, obviously, please let me know, or yarn, I should say. I was brought up saying wool, because my mum used to knit, and now everybody seems to say yarn, and I forget to say it sometimes. So if anybody wants to know, obviously ask me in the comments, and I will try and find out for you, but I don't know what yarn she used off the top of my head. So that was what she gave to John. She then made for myself, are these inside out? Can't work out if they are. Oh, they're inside out. Hang on. It's because I've worn them already and I've washed them. She knitted a pair of socks for myself. And they are just absolutely gorgeous. Now, I think she said that the yarn, the colour was something like heather or something pigeon. Oh gosh, I can't remember what she said it was now. But the pattern is from the book, 52 Weeks of Socks. Now, I'm going to try and put my hands in these so that you can see the pattern fully. But it's got this really, it's almost like a honeycomb kind of stitch in it, which is quite difficult to see with the different colours in the knit in the yarn. You can't see it very clearly, but they are just the most loveliest socks. There's that lovely colour, just really, really nice, and they're not too long. They're just little ankle socks and they're super comfy and they fit really, really nicely. They've gone a very odd shape now I've washed them, but I promise when I put them on they look really lovely. But if I can, I'll take a picture of them on and put them up on the screen now. But yeah, so she knitted me these socks. That one's inside out, but they are really lovely and I'm super, super chuffed with those. So then on to some of the things that she's been knitting and what she was gifted craft wise over the Christmas. So I bought her a skein of yarn. Now, it was quite some time ago, and I want to say I got it at the Stitch Festival. It might have been the Knitting and Stitching Show, I'm not really sure, but it's by Cozy Kitchen Fibres, so it's a hand-dyed yarn, and it is absolutely beautiful. I've had it for quite some time. It's a superwash merino nylon, so it's 75% wool, 25% nylon, and it's a 4-ply weight. But look at those colours. Isn't that just absolutely delicious? I really, really love those colours. As soon as I saw them, I just knew that Amy would love them. And yeah, I bought it and I've had it in my stash, in my cupboard for a long time, waiting to give it to her for Christmas. But yeah, so I don't know what she's going to be making with those. Probably socks, I would say, unless of course she holds it in with another yarn and adds it in as a colour with something else. But yeah, really, really beautiful, and I can't wait to see what she makes up with that. And it feels super, super soft. It's lovely. Now, carrying on with the theme of socks, she had asked for the book by Charlotte Stone, which is the Charming Colourwork Socks, which is 25 different sock patterns, and it is just the loveliest book. All of us, myself, my other 2 children and my husband, we've all gone through and gone, oh, I'd like that pair, and I'd like that pair, and I'd like that pair. And it's her birthday really soon, on the 20th of January. And she said, all I really want is different yarns for different projects that are within this book. But I mean, I love what's on the front cover. Isn't that lovely? And I will show you on the inside, there is like a wheel of all the different socks in there. So there's hearts, there's swans, look, cherries, this one here with like lavenders, snowflakes. Oh, it's just absolutely lovely, and it's a really nice book. Sort of, you know, going through it just feels really nice. The information inside looks really nice. I think even one of my other daughter's boyfriends looked at it and said, oh, I'll have a pair like that. Let me show you one pair. Oh, look at these with ice creams on them. How gorgeous is that? I just love it, absolutely love it. So I think we'll be getting more socks for Christmases and birthdays in the future from Amy. And then lastly for Amy, we gave her, and this was from the Stitch Festival, I believe, a long, long time ago. She actually met me there and said, oh, I'd really like this, but it's quite a lot of money. Could I have it and then have it for Christmas? So I've had it stored for absolutely ages to give this to her for Christmas. Now, I did share this very briefly on, I think it might have been on one of my vlogmases, that she was potentially going to make a dress, like a knitted dress or a jumper, and she wasn't quite sure. Now, she has tested this over and over and over and over again, and in the end she decided it wasn't the right texture to make the dress that she was hoping to make. She wanted to make like a really long knitted dress. So she's actually making a pattern from Petite Knits. Now I'm going to probably get this wrong. It's a sweater. Oh, I am going to get it wrong. I'm going to have to put it up on here. It's like a quarter zip sweater, and she's got quite a bit of it started. Bearing in mind it was only Christmas, like just over a week ago. So it's got this hefty collar on it, like really, really nice collar. And this goes like this. So obviously this is going to be too small for me because she's a lot smaller than me. So this goes over your shoulder, and then this will be like a zip coming up here. And yeah, and then that will go down into the sleeves and everything. But she's doing a really good job of it. She's really enjoying knitting it. She was a bit frustrated because she did do the test knit for the dress over and over and over again. But do you know what? She's done. She's decided what she's doing, and she's happy with what she's making, and it does look really lovely. I mean, that's going to be just such a warm, snuggly sweater when she's done it. And like I say, I'll put the name of the pattern that she's making underneath too. And this is Noro, the World of Nature. I don't know what colour it is. Not sure if it says, just colour S39. So I'm not quite sure what it is, but it's like a really true burnt orange. It's lovely. So I'm sure that Amy will come back and share some more of that in another vlog later on down the line. But like I say, today she just wasn't feeling it and didn't want to, so that's absolutely fine. Now I'm going to share with you one thing of mine before I pass you over to the lovely Ellen, and she will share with you the crochet and the gifts and things that she had at Christmas too. But I'm going to share this because it's sort of knitting related. I haven't knitted this, but it is a cardigan, and I did talk about this quite some time ago. I saw a cardigan on the Jo Brown's website that I really fancied, and I wanted it because I wanted to make a pair of stone coloured trousers, wear it with a white top and then this cardigan on top. And I'm not going to put it on because I've got a really thick dress on, which I haven't shared with you, have I? But I will share that with you. So I asked my husband for this cardigan, and it's a really, really long cardigan. I'll try and put a picture from the catalogue up on the screen so you can see it properly. I just fell in love with it as soon as I saw it, so I ordered it, and when it came I tried it on and I loved it just as much as when I saw it in the magazine. It's got a really nice pattern on it. So I'm sorry I haven't made this, but the reason I'm sharing it with you is because I have told you in many plans videos that I'm going to make the Anna Allen Philippa pants, and I still haven't made them. And this is my incentive because I don't want to wear this with anything other than those trousers. So this is my incentive that I'm going to make those trousers. I promise, I really, really will. And I'm going to wear them with this gorgeous, gorgeous cardigan. Yeah, I'm absolutely delighted with it. And it's really soft. It's so super soft, and I'm really pleased with it. And I just think it will go with other things, but I really like the idea of wearing it with those stone coloured trousers. So I am going to pass you over to the gorgeous Ellen, who is going to share with you her bits and pieces that she had over Christmas and things that she's done.
Hi! I know Mum has asked if I wanted to share any of my crafty gifts that I got for Christmas, so I thought I'd show you. I've been very lucky, I felt very spoiled over Christmas and we had a really nice time, but yeah, I'll show you what I was given and some of the things I made. I think Mum wanted me to show you what I made over Christmas. If not, she'll be editing it out. But so first of all, this one's really cool. So I'm really into crochet. Like I kind of got into it like a year and a bit ago, and I asked for the element heads, like crochet dolls, and my sister actually got them for me for Christmas. So they're really, really cool. So you've is that the full? I think that's not all of them, but you can create all these little characters which have different elements in them. So I think it's water, earth, fire and air, and they just are such cute little dolls, and I just thought that would be such a lovely gift, and it was such a lovely gift. And I was very lucky that Amy also bought me the wool that goes with them, and you might be able to see that in here I've actually started making one. I've started making the Mother Nature one, which is quite cool. But this is all the lovely colours that that she's bought me with the same company of the wool, and it's just got me very excited to have a little craft to do when I'm at uni and I'm supposed to be doing my assessments and not doing them. But that was a really nice gift that I got given. So that was very nice crochet. I've got some more crochet bits to show you. So this actually wasn't a gift. This was going to be a gift and I never finished it, but I was like, oh well, I gave them something else. This is for my grandparents, and I was going to make them some coasters, but I've kind of run out of time. But I basically just saw a video on YouTube of how to make coasters, and when obviously you pop them down, you've got flowers all surrounding it. It's obviously very half done. I've still got the string attached to it, but it's a really lovely pattern. I don't know, Mum might ask me to find the video. If I do, she might be able to link it for you. But that was a coaster set, and then when you make two of them, you scrunch them up and you have a little flower pot on your table. So that's a really nice little thing that I had to do whilst I'm here, because currently studying for exams, but I like to have some downtime, so crafting is obviously the best way to do it. So that was one other project. At the moment I'm currently making a top for myself in the summer. I'm actually going away to Verona, so I was like, wow, I've got to make myself a few little bits and bobs like Mum would do. So I'm currently, it's a really nice colour, I just got some wool from Hobbycraft, and I'm making a very cute top, which is going to be like a band, like almost like a bandeau top, and then with 2 straps, but they're going to have like a frill on the straps, so that it just looks really cute. And I thought I would also line it with some white wool, just like as an outline. But all of my wool's at uni and I'll not go back to uni till late, so I'm sure when I'm done, Mum will post the pictures somewhere maybe. That's if it's good enough of that one, but that's also quite exciting. And then one other present I did get, which isn't crochet or sewing or painting or whatever related, but I was very luckily given a gift from my boyfriend's mum and dad, and I thought it was very cool to show you. It's a DIY miniature greenhouse, and basically it's got, you build yourself a greenhouse with like glue, and it's got all sorts of different materials in it, which is very cool. It's even got fabrics and stuff like that, and woodwork, and it's just such a lovely activity to do. Oh, there's that will be the finished look of the house. But I really like it. I'm really excited to actually make this, because once I finish my exams, I was thinking I'd make that up, and it would be a nice little like crafty afternoon for me to do. And I thought it was like really different. I haven't done anything like that, and it's very like textile-y work stuff, so that was quite cool. And then one other thing, like I said, I felt very spoiled at Christmas, but it was very nice. I did a bit of drawing over Christmas because all my paints are at uni, which is sad, but I decided to go back to some really old stuff that I used to do and do like some oil pastel drawings one evening, and I drew a fish. But I found a outline on Pinterest of a drawing. It didn't have any colour or anything, because I quite often go on Pinterest to get like inspiration for crochet, but also like just different arts, or like I painted my my denim jacket before and went on there, and they've got some really lovely things on there, and I saw an outline of a fish and I was like, right, I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna colour it in. So I hand drew that, I didn't trace, and I drew a fish. Whilst we also went back, had a little bit of a throwback and listened to Cheryl Cole's 3 Words album with my sister, and that was very funny. But they were all my crafty bits that I've had this Christmas and have been doing this Christmas, and yeah, hope I didn't blabber on too much. Yeah, bye!
So I'm going to share a few of the bits and pieces that I got from my advent calendars. I had one advent calendar from Karen, who is So Little Time, on YouTube and Instagram, and we decided we were going to do an exchange of advent calendars, so we built one up for each other and then exchange them. And I also bought the one from Beyond the Pink Door from Andrea, and I'm really pleased that I have both of them. They were both quite different. So Andrea's was the 12 days of Advent, so on every odd day we had a physical gift, and on the even days we had something virtual. So we had a virtual book that we could open, and with each even day we would then click on a link and there would be something in there. So it would be maybe a link to a video that she or a team of her people that she had spoken to had produced. So that was Adam from Adam Sews, Ruan, Yorkshire Sew Girl, Tamlin, Sewn on the Tyne, and Rachel, who is Stitched Up. So they all also did videos for Andrea and did little tutorials. Andrea did several tutorials. There were also a couple of puzzles and games and things like that. So it was a really lovely and very different take on a sewing advent calendar. And some of the advent calendar gifts were non-sewing related, so I'm not sharing those today. Had things like candles and soaps and things like that, which was, and chocolate, which was absolutely delightful, really, really lovely. So I'm just sharing with you the sewing bits and pieces, and I'm going to run through them so super quickly from both Karen and from Andrea, because I know that some of you have already watched Vlogmas. So first of all, and an update on this, I had a Trim It Make Your Own macrame owl. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. And I did share on one of my Vlogmases that I had started making this, and I am very sorry to say and to report back that it has defeated me. I have left it hanging up in my sewing room, waiting for me for when I have the patience to go back to it, but I found it really difficult. I wasn't very well over Christmas and over December, and maybe my head just wasn't quite in it, but I couldn't fathom out a couple of things. There was one thing where you had to go in one direction and the instructions told you how to do it in that direction, and then when you had to do it the other way, it just said, now just reverse it and do it the other way around. And I was like, that, oh, I can't figure that out at all. So it's been hung up with the idea I will go back to it, and I will, I just don't know when. So let me know if you also did the owl, and if you did, if you've got any hints or tips or tricks for doing it, because I'd quite like to finish it. I love the idea of macrame. I did think it was something that'd be super, super easy, but it was not. It was a bit too difficult for me. So that was one of the gifts that we had from Andrea. Now, I'm going to mix some of these up because some of them are very similar to each other that I got from Karen and that I got from Andrea, and I can't remember which one was which. So I'm just going to go through these very quickly. I got bias tape from both Andrea and Karen, and they're both from the Specky Seamstress. One of them is pink that says "Make Today All About You," and the other one has gorgeous, gorgeous rainbows on them. I think this was Andrea and I think this one was Karen, but really beautiful bias tape. I think that's going to be really handy to have in my armour, as it were, my sewing armour. I also had a lovely little patch, sew on or iron on patch from Karen, and this was quite funny because I had also bought the exact same patch for Karen. So it's just really funny that we both bought exactly the same one for each other. Clearly we have the same taste, so there we go. I also had some sewing labels. So we had sewing labels from Andrea Beyond the Pink Door, which were from Little Rosy Cheeks, and that was the cat's whiskers. Hopefully you can see that. The cat's whiskers, and also the bee's knees. So there were several of those. Can you see that? There were several of those in one packet. And then Karen, she bought SA labels, and somebody did tell me what that was, and I cannot now remember what SA was. Oh, So Anonymous. So Anonymous. There we go. It's on the back of the thing. And these were little purple labels that say "Wear Me," and I've actually already used one of these in one of the outfits that I sewed over Christmas. So they're really lovely, and I love having labels, so I'm absolutely delighted with both of those, and they're going to join the rest of my labels now. I've shared those properly with you. I also had a large sewing label, which I think was from Karen, and this says, "Please look after me and yourself too," and I think this is going to be something really nice to sew into a large item like a coat. So really lovely, and again, this is the Specky Seamstress, so absolutely gorgeous. Also a lovely leather label to sew onto something like a pair of jeans or Anna Allen Philippa pants, maybe, that just says "Made by Me." So it's like a faux leather, really, really lovely. Again, will make a really nice finishing touch on a garment. I also had buttons, again, some from Pigeon Wishes. No, they're both from Pigeon Wishes. Some from Karen and some from Andrea Beyond the Pink Door, but I can't now remember which ones were which. So these are little pearlescent, greeny pinky bluey ones, which are very, very pretty. And these are blue and cream and brown marbled, which again are very pretty, and I think will be a lovely addition to any garment. And what I will say is what's great about both of these is that they've both come, I think there's 16 buttons in each packet, which sometimes you just need, you know, quite a few buttons on a garment, especially if you're making dresses and things. And quite often you'll get packets of buttons and there's only 5 on there and you have to buy several. So it's great that there's 16 matching ones there, and I'm absolutely delighted with those. So those were great as well. We then also had from Andrea, we had some skinny black pins. So this is a little tin of very specific pins that are for fine fabric, and I've never seen pins like this. And be very careful I don't drop them. Ooh, you might not be able to see this. They're very, very thin. They're black with a little gold top, so I can't mix them up with anything, which is really, really great actually, because that would be annoying if I mix them up with my ordinary pins. But these are going to be great for when I'm using like a delicate fabric like a viscose or something like that. So I'm really chuffed with those. I think they're going to be incredibly useful down the line when I'm sewing something with viscose. In fact, there's something I'm going to share with you in a moment that is going to be definitely precious fabric to me, so I think I'll be using those pins on it. And then we also, on Christmas Day, even though we'd already had our 12 presents, we had an extra added bonus, and that was a packet of 40 assorted hand needles. So there's the outside of the packet, and it's Bohin, France. I'm probably saying that very wrong. Anyway, Bohin, France, and yeah, like I say, all sorts of different sewing needles, hand sewing needles, which again are always very, very useful to have in your armour. And I will be adding those to the lovely little hand crafted gift that Karen had for me in one of her advent calendar gifts, and that is a needle minder, and it's a little felt book that she's appliqued this teacup on because she knows I love tea. And inside we have lots of felt pages that can then have the sewing needles just popped into them, so it's a great way to store them, and it's pretty too, and it's from my friend, so I love it. So that was the sewing needles, the sewing book, and then one last gift from Karen. Oh, actually there is another gift, but it's a bit of an accident really. As you can see, we no longer have our Christmas tree. Everything's been put away. Not everything, but almost everything's been put away. And one of the things that Karen did was a gorgeous crocheted snowman wearing a hat, just like a snowman's head and hat. And inside was a chocolate orange, so it was perfect size for that. But it's been put away with my Christmas stuff, and I really wanted to show you, and I can't. And I've eaten the chocolate orange, so so I can't share that with you. I might ask Karen if she's got a photo of any that she did, and if she has, I'll get her to send it to me. But yeah, shame I can't share that with you. But I also had this little Brussels sprout. Isn't it cute? A little crocheted Brussels sprout that she made for me. I absolutely love that. How cute is he? I did come up with a name. Did I say it was Barney the Brussels sprout? I can't remember what I said he was called now, but yes, really, really love him. So yes, thank you very much, Karen. So then one last thing I'm going to share, not from my advent calendar, but because it's very similar to this, is I got a big pack of pins, prim glass-headed pins that my mum and dad got me because they said to me, what would you like? And I said, oh, I'd like some pins. And they said, we can't just give you pins for Christmas. And I was like, yeah, I know, but I do need some pins. So they very kindly gave me a very large packet of the glass-headed pins, which I find very, very useful. And these are really good quality pins. And a £30 gift voucher for Makeup 140. So that's really lovely. So I will be going and spending that at some point. So I'm now going to pass you over to the lovely Katie, and she's going to share with you what she's been doing with her apron.
Hello, so I've been working on the apron, which I think has been on the previous video before. It's for Amy's birthday. She knows about it. She actually asked me to stitch onto an apron for her. So I ordered a nice apron from, I think from John Lewis. It's a nice pale blue sort of colour, and this is what I've been doing so far. So this is sort of the most completed section. Obviously I need to do this one here, but it's been quite difficult because obviously the hoop, because it's on a corner, I can't get the hoop around it, so I need to figure out an easier way of doing that. And this is the section I'm working on at the moment, so I'm going home today, so I've got some time on the train, and if I get bored of the work I'm doing or the book I'm reading, then I'll do some stitching so I can get some bits and pieces done. And then there's a little bit done along here. I've kind of been, if I've got lots of thread of one colour left, then I've been moving the hoop along and using the rest of the thread onto another piece, but I'm roughly going along from one side to the other with a few extras along the way, just sort of hopping about along the hem of this whenever I feel like it. I'm quite enjoying it at the moment because it's one of the most varied. Because it's a bigger project, there's a lot more different kinds of stitching in it. So, and I really like doing the mushrooms because I like, you know, I'm using normally you use sort of 3 or 6 strands. I'm using these single strands to get, I don't know if you can really see, but you can really get the gills of the mushrooms with the single strands. I don't know if it's going to pick it up very well, but yeah, and then you can obviously, you've got the French knots for the centre of the flowers or for these things here. Yeah, it's just been enjoying that, and I've sent Mum some pictures of the Crafty gifts that I received for Christmas, so she'll put some pictures up. But so from Ellen I received 2 gifts that she handmade. One was a painted shell, which is really pretty, and one was it's like a photo frame, but she's crocheted basically a square so that it goes inside the frame, and she's painted the edge of the frame, and that's to keep my earrings on, because I only actually got my ears pierced last summer, so not this summer but the summer before, and so I've been building up my earring collection, and I've now got this frame to keep my earrings in, which is lovely. And then Mum got me a few packs of embroidery sort of transfers, so again I've sent her some pictures to put up, but they are like an image that's put onto a special transfer paper, and you literally peel and stick it onto whatever you want to stitch, and then once you finish stitching it you can just submerge it into water, and the paper and the ink will dissolve away, and leaving you with just the fabric and your embroidery. So yeah, looking forward to using those. I'm sure at some point I will use one and then send her a picture and she can put it up onto one of her videos if that's what she wants to do. So yeah, that's my crafty Christmas. So on to the last few bits that I got over Christmas. I had bought this pattern. So I said that a bit slow then, didn't I? I had bought quite some time ago at the Knitting and Stitching show the Maison Fauve Soliflor dress, which again I know I've shared with you that I've had this, and this is something that I'm definitely planning on making very soon. So the Soliflor pattern, I didn't get this for Christmas, this is something I bought a little while ago. So I had that, and John didn't have any idea what to get me over Christmas, and in the end I said I'd really quite like some fabric which is by Maison Fauve, but it's quite expensive and I wouldn't ordinarily go out and buy it myself. So he said, just do it, you order it because you know what you're ordering, and then, you know, I'll give it to you for Christmas. So I ordered, sorry, I should have unwrapped this first, it's a bit rustly. I ordered this absolutely, I just think it's exquisite fabric, beautiful fabric. It's this deep dark emerald green, I want to say, with this beautiful design. Now they do this design in all sorts of colours. They do it in navy blue, in a deep burnt orange, which I think the lovely Cara from So Mad has made her Soliflor dress out of that. The lady who does the designs, she's got the Soliflor dress in navy blue, and I've been ogling after it for quite some time, but I love this green a lot, and I've been
I've never really gone for green, but in the last 12 months I've bought a lot of green fabrics. I'm obviously being drawn to it for some reason. And I think they also do it in a white or a cream background as well, with this in a black print. And it's just absolutely beautiful. The feel of the fabric is really, really lovely. It's very soft, silky and drapey. I'll definitely be using my new pins from my advent calendar from Beyond the Pink Door, because I'll be nervous about this fabric and ruining it, but I am so delighted with that. It's just lovely, and I cannot wait to make up the dress in that. So this fabric with this dress, and I love the fact that this dress can be worn with the collar up and the collar down, and it gives it a very, very different look. Oh, and you can make it as a blouse as well, so that's great. So I got that fabric, and I got these buttons. So these are, I don't think I shared these on my vlog, because on my Vlogmas, because I hadn't opened the packet, and I didn't think it was fair that I opened all of it up before John had it to give to me. But these are the buttons. It's going to be difficult to hold that up, but they go so perfectly, and they've got this little gold hold that little gold rim all the way around it, and the buttonholes have little tiny gold rims, and it is actually a deep dark green which goes with this beautiful. It kind of looks black on there because of the lighting, so I'm so sorry, but yes, absolutely delighted with those. So I've bought, I think I needed 6, and I bought 7 just to be on the safe side, because you never know, do you? So that's my beautiful buttons and beautiful fabric. But when I was on the website ordering this for myself from John, I decided to get a pattern again from Maison Fauve, which I had been really ogling over on Instagram for quite some time. And again, the lady that does the design, and I need to remember what her name is. I'm so bad with names, I can't remember. But the lady that does the designing on Maison Fauve, she has a red version of this dress and a black version of this dress, and I love it so, so much. And if I can, I'll try and put a picture of her in wearing both of those versions. So you can make this dress backless and non-backless. And it is the Primrose dress, and I just love it. It's not super tight or anything like that. It's got quite a flouncy sort of feel to it, which is not normally my style, but I just love what she looks like in it. And I know I should buy things which I know are going to suit me, but I just love what she looks like in it anyway. So the front is like this, and then the back is either solid or it has a gap in it. So it has a little bit at the top to hold the 2 bits at the top. It's got a little elasticated section down here at the bottom of the waist. And I just think it's absolutely delightful. I really love it, and I cannot wait to give that a go. So I'll probably end up making the version with a back to it to begin with, because I feel like the backless version is more like for party season. So I might do the normal version and then the backless version maybe around a time when I'm going to a party or something. So last couple of bits from me. First of all, again, a gift that I shared over on my Vlogmas, so I'll just very quickly show you. In my Secret Santa from work, I had a set of threads which were from Hobbycraft, which was really lovely. I don't know who it was from, but I'm very, very grateful for them. And they also, in the Secret Santa, gave me this absolutely beautiful coaster, which says, "Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but this fabric is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let us sew, let us sew, let us sew." And I just absolutely love that. It's totally and utterly up my street. I just love it. So yeah, really, really love that. And then last couple of bits, I had, this is non-sewing related, but for anybody that knows me, they know I like a cup of tea. And my girls always laugh at me, because if I'm somewhere, more often than not during the day, and they're downstairs, I'll go, "Girls, can someone put the kettle on for me, please?" And they go, "Do you know, Mum, we'd be really rich if we had £1 every time you asked for a cup of tea." I do drink a lot. I do need to cut back a bit, really. Anyway, they thought it'd be really funny to buy me a bell. So they've bought me a bell that says "tap for tea." But the joke's on them, really, because I'm going to use this. There you go, look. Tap for tea. And I think I will. I'm going to put it up in my sewing room when I want a cup of tea, I'm going to go like that. They're not going to take any notice of me, are they? Well, they'll be going back to uni soon anyway, and John certainly isn't going to take any notice of me, but I just love that and I wanted to share it with you. I also wanted to share with you that I went to Dunelm the other day with the girls in between Christmas and New Year. They had a bit of a sale on and I decided to buy some white flannels. They were only 80p each. And so I've bought about 5 of these flannels because I really loved the gifts that Karen from So Little Time was making on her Vlogmas. She was making little makeup removal wipes and using plain white flannels backed with, or she'd cut the flannels up, but they were then backed with a really bright fat quarter, and then she'd then place them in a beautiful little sewn bag. And I just thought it was such a nice gift idea. So I thought, right, I'm going to get ahead of the game. I'm going to buy the flannels. I've got loads of fat quarters, and during the year, this is my plan. Do you think it's going to happen? We'll have to see. During the year, I am going to make up these, and I thought it'd be quite nice to pop these in with Christmas presents for the girls and things like that, you know, just like in their stocking fillers and things like that. So I bought those. Not very exciting, I know, but it is sewing related. And then the last thing, I promise you, the very last thing that I want to share with you, as you probably saw from Ellen, she really does like to do quite a bit of painting. She is enjoying her crochet, but painting is the thing that she likes to do the most, and drawing and, you know, that kind of thing. And she made me, and I'm a little bit worried whether or not this is okay, but she took a shell off of the beach where she lives in Swansea, and she created me a I don't know what you'd call it, like a little trinket tray. So something that you'd put, you know, at night you might take your jewellery off and you just pop it on the side, so it's somewhere to like put your jewellery. So this is the outside of the shell, which she did paint a little bit and she's varnished it all. But this is the inside and I flipping love it. It's just lovely. I mean, obviously it's very Plymouth because it has Smeaton's Tower, or the look of Smeaton's Tower on it. But it's just a little bit of Ellen, and it's a little bit of Plymouth, and it's a little bit of me, and I just love it. So that is going to sit beside my side of the bed, showing that, and that's where I'm going to put my jewellery at night. And I just really wanted to share that with you because I thought that was lovely. Anyway, have you all had a good Christmas? Did you have any sewing gifts over Christmas? Let me know if you had any sewing gifts. Let me know if you did any crafting or sewing over the Christmas. I have to be honest, I didn't do any sewing. I did, once the new year had passed, I have made Katie a skirt that she wanted, and I will be sharing that on a makes video very soon with you. But other than that, I didn't make anything at all. I was just either too poorly or too busy, quite honestly. But Katie's going back to London on Saturday, and no, on Friday, and I'm probably going to spend a lot of Saturday getting all of my sewing stuff put back into that room and organising and planning and thinking about what I'm going to make next. And then I might be able to share a plans video with you as well, which will be quite nice. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for the moment. I hope you've enjoyed that video. I know it's a little bit different. It's only something that I'm going to do once a year, obviously, just to share with you all the bits and bobs that that's very crafty that have happened over Christmas. I hope you enjoyed seeing Katie and Ellen with their craft bits and pieces too, and enjoyed seeing what Amy has been up to, even though she was absent from the video today. Anyway, you all take care, have a really good week, and I will see you very soon. Bye.